Okay. Sorry I'm late. Where are we at? Alright. Sorry I'm late. Thanks for stopping in. And tonight, we're going to be playing a little more Rimworld. I have to get different drinks that I can toggle on and off. Right now, I just have milk. But I have to figure. I have to get a couple more of those. Alright, so Rimworld. We have such sights to show you. I haven't played since, so nothing new. Okay. Where were we? What were these guys again? Were these traders? What do we need? Alright, so we need to finish the shanties. So, hope everyone's doing well tonight. I was playing a pre-release earlier, and it was okay. I'm pretty excited to draft the set, so I'll definitely be doing that on Arena once the new set is on Arena. Probably not going to do it on MTGO because I don't really want to draft on MTGO. It's just so much easier on Arena, and the standard cards might become useful for me. So I think the standard scene is a little more active on Arena. So getting them on MTGO just seems a little pointless. Plus, I just don't use it very often. Speaking of MTGO, though, I'm trying to set up a stream with someone else this week, so I can take advantage of the All Access Pass and kind of have someone there to help me with the controls, which has been one of the main sticking points keeping me from getting into it. There's a couple things, just like collection online versus in paper, familiarity. It's also kind of a bigger time commitment to commit to a league or a challenge. I know I can break it up, but it's just still a bit of a stumbling block. It's kind of weird going to something like that, and there's an actual economy, not really like an arena economy where there's nothing exchanging between players, but and so there's actually like a functioning economy there, backed by the almighty ticket. What are we doing? We got rhinos down here. Oh, that's right. I want to tame the turkey. I kind of earmarked some trees. But my pre-release today, I'm still 0 cauldrons. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them in time for this weekend. I'm going to put an order on TCG for a couple cauldrons, a couple Sir Gingers, and a couple other random cards that I just don't have the version or the quantity that I want. I'm going to get a few. I'm going to finish my set of Old Border Damping Spheres, Old Border Torn Odds, Crypt. What else? And just some other miscellaneous stuff. I've been working on my scales list. Lately I've been working on my hardened scales list, getting ready for the RCQs, and I've been working on Black-White Doom Foretold in Pioneer, getting ready for the set to drop on Arena. Because I think almost all of the cards that I'm planning on playing in that deck are legal, or not legal, but I guess programmed on Arena. And so I'm trying to get that kind of set up so I can hit the ground running. I tried to put the cards I wanted to play on the list, like in my deck list in my app, and I ended up at like 91. I'm definitely over. I think I'm gonna have to hash that out while on stream. I also checked my arena account. I have most of the rares already, and there's not a lot of rares from the new set that I'm incorporating in the deck. I have like 2 out of 4 Doom Foretolds, I think I have all of the Oath of Kayas. So I don't know how many of the black-white lands I actually have. I was taking a little bit of inventory of which ones I had, but I didn't know which ones I was going to need. I knew I was going to need things like Godless Shrine Pathway, etc. Some of the kind of easy ones. I don't know how many Shattered Sanctums I have. I think I have all of them. So that's where that is at. But it's looking good so far. I really think a lot of these things that just want to hang out and play, like Trial of Ambition and some of the other bargain fodder, I think they're just going to be really good with Yorion. Because 2 mana for an Edict in this format is really not that bad. The power level's really low, and there was a really long time when, like, 2 mana Edict was just kind of hard to come by. I don't think there was really one in Modern until we got Devour Flesh and Gatecrash. And then, even still, even after Devour Flesh, which is kind of coming with a drawback, but is instant. It's just they didn't print them too aggressively until kind of recently. I think Modern Horizons was kind of the turning point for 2 mana edicts, and then we started to get a lot, and we even started to get them pretty creeped. People asked, I think, for Diabolic Edict in Modern for a pretty long time. Once we got Devour Flesh, I think people kind of quieted down. I also didn't appreciate Devour Flesh at first. It's really those kinds of effects that have that kind of very apparent drawback of just gaining life have really grown on me over time. I think because I've gotten better, but also because I'm just more kind of okay with those kinds of very apparent drawbacks instead of the very apparent upgrades, like Shieldred's Edict. It's really awkward. Shieldred's Edict just kind of overshadows a lot of other Edict options these days now. Having something that is so strong against kind of decks that without a lot of creatures and with a lot of creatures, and it's very targeted. It's really unique. I think that kind of goes without saying because it's a modal edict, but it really, I think it's very easy to miss the fact that you just can't get got by them sacrificing a token. It's such a specific targeted edict. It almost doesn't feel like one, but is. I kind of wish there were more, like, stops, or not really stops, but a little bit more counterplay to edicts in the game. Kind of in the way where this is kind of beating any of that. What I'm trying to say is I kind of wish there were a couple more good blue-green war Tamiyo effects in the game. But I think that might just be a little too narrow and a little too kind of obnoxious, where it really invalidates Shieldred's Edict completely. But I don't really think that's a bad card to invalidate, because it is pretty difficult to kind of counter any of those combat tricks that give indestructible, or like in the case of Shieldred's Edict, making a token doesn't even stop it, and that was previously kind of some counterplay to it. You really just need a creature with a death trigger to have something to kind of counteract a Shieldred's Edict, and I think that's a lot more narrow these days. I don't think there's as many die triggers, or creatures with die triggers. Getting your Planeswalker sniped, though, not really any sympathy for that. So, sorry to Planeswalker enjoyers who are getting edicted left and right. But you kind of have it coming. There has to be some sort of fairly easy and versatile answer to a Planeswalker. I guess it's a little less necessary now, in Standard at least, because they're cutting back so hard on Planeswalkers and just making them with one stat and all. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that kind of a thing. Yeah, pre-release. I played blue-white. I think almost all of my rares, save a couple, were in white. I opened the... Solar Flare. Minimize my game. Okay. No electricity. That's okay. We have the campfire. Maybe they can finish their shanties. And someone can have a real bed. Ooh, travelers. Yeah, my rares to note were Open to Greater Oromancy, and I had it in my deck. I cut it after the first round because I realized it kind of didn't do anything and I was missing out on some good blue cards. So I cut that and another card for some of the stun counter cards, which really kind of impressed me a lot. Stun counters are really, not very fun, I don't think. They're really difficult in paper because you represent them the same way you represent pulse counters, and I had it come up multiple times, a creature with a pulse counter and a stun counter on it at the same time. Really kind of confusing. People also seem to want to represent stunning in very weird ways, where they like have their creature untapped, but it's facing the other way. I really didn't like that. Someone did that to me today, but it didn't matter. And the stun counter cards in the set this time are really good. The blue-white tap deck was really pretty good. I had the gold card. My rares were Moonshaker Cavalry, which I think I cast 0 times. The White Virtue, so it's 2 mana, make a knight, 5 mana, put an enchantment that'll just kind of end the game eventually into play. You get a counter on all your guys at the end of the turn and you untap them all. It's really, really, really good. It's really good in a stalemate, and it's really good when you're trying to finish the game. What else? I had 3 Blind Mice, and I had the Bunny Coin. In retrospect, I don't know if blue-white was the better deck for me. I had the gold card and some random common adventures that probably weren't worth it. And I think it would have been better for me to just be green with... I'm not sure my green pool, I kind of skimmed over it really quickly. I did have another rare in there. It was the 2 mana 0/1, and it triggers off of an enchantment entering the battlefield, and an artifact entering the battlefield. The artifact grows it. Enchantment is an enchantress, but it only can trigger once a turn. What is this? Can you hold this, please? And it just was the white. Thankfully, all of my rares were white, so there wasn't really too much I could do wrong. I was wondering where they were taking it. They kind of took it the wrong way. There wasn't too much I could do wrong with all my rares being in white, because it was basically whatever I paired it with is just going to be fine. Because all the power was one color. As long as I don't fail to include the color, I'd be okay. I had an elk that tapped things when enchantments entered the battlefield. My deck was just like very solid. It felt a little creature light. But otherwise it was just fine. I lost the first round. I flooded really hard. I was on 17 lands, and even after flooding the first round, there's no way I was letting myself get tricked into cutting down to 16. I had a lot of redundancy though, or not redundancy, but I had a lot of just replacement cards or like adventures. I think I had like 3 adventures total. I had the 2 prophetic prisms, which were pretty big. I think maybe blue was incorrect to be. I had a couple other gold cards too, so I had some options. I think I probably should have been green to try and maximize the bunny horn, because I had a little trouble making that like a sizable thing that kind of mattered. The bunny horn was really good with the auras though that tapped. I had one of the chill things and also the stun counter cards, but counters don't count, so that might have just been fine on power levels, just the tappers. I had one of the 2 mana 2/2 tappers, and I had a 3 mana 3/2 bounce a non-land to my hand, and I can scry 2. So I used it to rebuy my Grasping Fate or my 3 Blind Mice enchantment a couple times. So that was pretty good. What else? I had a friend tell me today that my streams don't really feel like streams, and they feel like internal monologues. And he said it wasn't a bad thing, though, and I trust him. I think it's just because my chat is so inactive that, and that's not really a bad thing at this point. I think it might be a good thing because it lets me kind of practice carrying a bit of a stream and making sure that there's something interesting happening all the time instead of relying on chat for being entertaining. Hopefully I'm entertaining like this. What are you doing? Oh, you're just cleaning. And you're socializing? That's fine. Yeah, hopefully I'm entertaining. Hopefully someone out there likes me. I usually only tell one person when I'm streaming. And I always at the end of the stream, I'll see I had 2 views, which means I got shooters out there. And I appreciate that. I wish they would finish their shanties. Because I'm only going to have the starting mood bonus for so long. Oh man, it's already at 10. It expires in 3 days. We are cutting it close. Let me take a sip. I usually don't stream on Sunday nights, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy streaming a lot more than I expected. I think it's just nice having some sort of outlet. And I get a little bit of positive feedback. So, it's a pretty nice outlet. Ooh, before the end of the night, I do want to remember to do a little piano practice. Even if it's not super long, I like to at least do a little bit, even if it's just 15 minutes, just so I can make sure I kind of touch it every day. Just touch the keys. Just because I think it's more important to just be consistent and have, oh, finally, the flare's ending. I think it's just important to be consistent and make sure I'm doing that often, every day. So this way I don't kind of break the habit and fall out of practice. Let's build a chair at the kitchen. There we go. So now someone can sit while they work. Why is no one making food? Oh, I don't have anything to make food with, of course. These guys gotta pick these berries. Actually, I lied. Man, I wish I had a 4th person so bad. We're gonna grow. Where are we gonna grow? So I think I'm gonna go from here to here. Right? Yeah. Okay, like that. We're gonna cut this down. And we're gonna cut that down. And we're gonna cut that down. And we're gonna mark all of these chunks. These are gonna be important later. When I want to make fancy stone. But no, you can't plant anything yet. I need to figure out what I even want to put here. What are we gonna grow? Are we gonna grow corn and offer to the corn demons? Alright, we're gonna grow some corn. How long does it take? 12 days? Oh my god. Alright, it doesn't matter. We're still going to be offering this up. I have to expand the dumping zone though. Expand zone. Yeah, we're gonna expand it out here, and I'm going to shrink it over here. I'm gonna mark these for hauling as well. I'm gonna mark this for mining so we can have a bit of a clear path. I'm gonna transplant this. I'll leave you. Sorry. Ugh. Sorry, I had to answer something. Um, what else? Alright, so we're gonna grow some corn over here. So I need another door. Move on this side facing corn. So this way when they harvest the corn, they can take it in here. I also need to keep the monkey out of the food because this is going to be a problem. I have to remember how to do a loud area. I need to like make a new area for the monkey. I can't quite remember. Oh well, everyone can just get food poisoning or whatever sorts of monkey diseases there are. That's fine. But yeah, working on. I think tomorrow I might work on a new PNG. This one's been bothering me now that I'm a little bit more familiar with streaming and everything. That it has the opaque background. I think it just needs to be maybe redone, touched up a little bit. It's a little too nondescript right now. But I think I'm going to touch that up, and I think I'm going to work on making kind of a second kind of neutral background that I can use to when I'm just kind of doing a non-game and just kind of hanging out. One sec. What else? Yeah, some sort of like neutral room background. Especially when I'm discussing like deck lists or cards, then I can kind of have like a little window that I can display things. I think, yeah, I think I might work on that tomorrow. Plus the person I'm streaming with, I think I asked them if they wanted me to make them a little PNG that I could have on the screen with me while we're streaming. While we're streaming MTGO. The MTGO thing, also with the All Access Pass, is going to suck because I have such a limited window to actually use it. I think it's Tuesday to Tuesday or something? Tuesday to Wednesday? Like this coming Tuesday to the following Wednesday? So my window is pretty small to actually do anything. I think I'm going to focus on hardened scales though. Number one, because playing on MTGO is kind of a lot. Playing scales on MTGO seems a lot easier than playing it in paper because it counts for you, but also it's bad because it counts for you, so then when you have to do it in paper, it's a little harder. But I think that would be a pretty good one to do because number one, the experience is going to be good for me for paper because I just need a little bit more experience sideboarding and stuff and just playing it and just figuring out, you know, matchups, my role, etc. I can only get so much from playing 3 rounds a week at my local shop. And I think that deck scales a lot with experience and just kind of because the deck is pretty powerful as a whole. The cards are all frankly good. It's really synergy based, so I think you just benefit so much from experience with that deck. I mean, I've played against a really good scales player, and I cast like multiple Solitudes and Force of Vigors, and I still felt like he was very, very, very possible for him to win. So, number one, he was just very good and experienced with it. Number two, the deck is good. I definitely underestimated the deck going into that round. This was months ago at this point. I think this was back in the fall. No, it was back in the winter. I lied. Because Elesh Norn just came out, and I was playing the mid-range, grindy Blink Walls deck. That deck was really fun. I also think it was pretty good. I think one of the problems with that deck, though, is just that you are kind of like 4-color Omnath, but kind of worse, but also kind of not. It was really kind of a tricky spot, kind of a tricky deck to assess. Because it didn't feel like it did... because it was difficult to kind of determine what it did better than the 4-color Omnath deck. but I do think it did something better. I think it was. I think it just played on the board a little better because there was a lot more creatures. It was walls and stuff like that, like Wall of Blossoms. It was like 8 walls. It was Wall of Blossoms, Wall of Omens, Ephemerate, Eternal Witness. I think your end game might have been a lot more kind of overpowering and devastating. Okay. So they are finally finishing the Shantytown. Okay, so now what? So now I'm going to have to make a second kind of power grid over here for the Shantytown. So what am I going to do? We're going to dig this up. We're going to dig this up. We're going to dig this up. And then we're going to kind of cut out here. Because if it malfunctions, I don't really want to have a huge wildfire start. Or if there's lightning, I don't want a wildfire to start and spread to the generator. Because that would be really bad. Okay, I got a problem. This one being smaller really bothers me. It's not even. Okay, so whoever this is, I'm just gonna have to move them out first. Is that owner? No one owns it? I thought they just naturally owned it. Maybe no one slept in there yet. Maybe that's the problem. At least we got the corn going. So this way we'll have a... Okay, they're all planting then. That's pretty good. The sooner the better. Because once we hit the colder seasons, it's just gonna die. Okay, so Operation Build the Shanty going well. Gonna have to start making a wood fuel generator, I guess, right here? And we're gonna get some conduit. How's that look? I think it looks pretty good. So then we gotta try... The rooms are still modest. Very, very modest. So I know I can stretch them out. I don't really know where I put them though. And can you guys harvest some wood so I can actually place some blueprints? And then I'll have to see if they complain that it's too cold or too hot. So this way I'll know if they need cooling or heating. Where are the vents? Temperature. Okay, okay. Alright, we got the sus. I hear fireworks. I don't really know why. I didn't know Labor Day was a firework holiday. Drink a little water. Oh, I'm really excited to watch Better Call Saul. I started it like last week, and I'm about to finish season 1. Everyone told me that I don't know if I've talked about this on stream. Everyone told me it was better, or I read a lot also that it was better than Breaking Bad, and I was like, Breaking Bad's pretty good. I don't know if we can beat that. But I'm almost done season 1. It's really good. Episode 6 was so good. Like, that sold me on the whole show. I told my friend who was very resistant to watching things or liking things or enjoying things. I told him because he watched Breaking Bad. It's like, you have to watch Better Call Saul. He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, you have to. So I told his girlfriend that she has to force him to watch it. So, because that's what we have to do. We have to force him to enjoy things or watch things. It's a bit of a struggle, but it's always worth it because he does enjoy himself. And I think that's nice. Makes it worth the effort. It was his birthday the other night, so we were out a little bit at a local kind of semi-local for me, more local for him, tavern or like a brewing kind of place, like a pub. I don't know. I don't really know what to call them. Like a brewery, I guess. I think that's the term that a lot of people use. Um, I don't go to them very often. Sometimes I do just to hang out, especially because my friends like to go to them. I don't drink or anything, so there's not really too much there for me. But it's kind of nice to get out and go do something they like to do. I try to do that. I don't want to only do things that, I like to do. It's kind of selfish. So, and they like it when I'm there, so I do like to kind of spend my time that way then. And it was really fun. And that's the friend who uh, is a struggle to get to enjoy things, but he had a good time. It was really fun. We played Ticket to Ride. He brought some games, so we were after we ate and kind of were hanging out for a little bit. We played some games. We played Ticket to Ride. He really likes that. He really likes the train game. I should get him a different Ticket to Ride because he wants to try some of the other ones that are like different locations, because right now we just have regular Ticket to Ride, so it's America, so we're America and like South Canada. So, but he wants to try some of the other maps, and I don't know how much it's going to change the dynamic of the game, like in reality, because at the end of the day they're just a bunch of like intersecting points. You could probably replicate it in like a very kind of non-map way, where it's just kind of like a really ugly grid, but it takes a lot of the soul out of the game, and I think that's kind of important. It's like when you boil down video games sometimes to just being about like numbers, and you're just kind of min-maxing the fun out of it. Sometimes I get in my head and I do that, so it's really... I've gotten a lot better about not doing that recently, and kind of just enjoying games for what they are, and even the parts that are kind of all for show. Like the map, and just the appearance of everything, and just kind of really appreciating it as a whole, because that really is part of the game, is the skin on the numbers. So, but back to playing Ticket to Ride last night, I kept looking for one of my last like destination tickets that I got. Destination tickets you complete a line from one location to another, and that's how you score those points. If you fail to, then you are docked those points at the end of the game. So one of the last ones I got was to Montreal, and there are 5 black spaces in between one of the locations I already was connected to and Montreal, and I could not, for the life of me, get the 4th and 5th black card. I was sitting there on 3 black cards in my hand for the entire game. I was at some point beginning to consider just ignoring the black road and going in a very roundabout way through 3 other cities to try and connect to Montreal, because I couldn't lose those 13 points. I think it was 13 points, because it was somewhere on the bottom of the United States up to Montreal. It was like New Orleans or something, and I started down in New Orleans, so I was already there. And at some point I was trying to just go through New England instead of going from like what was it, Duluth or something, or somewhere in the middle of the country. And eventually I finally was able to pick up the 2 black cards to trade in to get my last track. And I was like sitting there like biting my nails, trying, like hoping that no one took that railroad from me or blocked me off in my alternative route, because then I could never, I'd never even complete the railroad at that point if anyone took my alternate route, because apparently the black cards just never want to come. So, but I won. I don't usually win Ticket to Ride, or board games in general. I'm honestly not very good at them. Chunks of a spacecraft have impacted nearby. Bruh. Okay. Alright, so I guess I don't want to let this deteriorate. I should probably harvest some of this garbage that's just hanging around before it begins to deteriorate. I don't know if all of this stuff does, though, because it's still at max health. So I don't think that some of this inorganic matter will deteriorate like that. But I guess I should kind of take care of this here. And I guess while I'm at it, I can take care of this since I'm down here. Oh, there's more here? It's all next to each other. That's kind of cool. Okay, so there we go. I think these yield components, by the way. It's been a while since I've played Rimworld. I really like this game. I've considered getting into Dwarf Fortress because it's kind of... I've heard it kind of described as Rimworld-esque. That one I know is extremely complicated. I have a friend who plays... who, like, gets into those, like, really kind of weird, old-ish, very complex games. Doesn't really like a lot of the new stuff. So he likes like Caves of Good and Dwarf Fortress and stuff. And just some of the things he tells me about the games are very funny, but they sound extremely complex and not really something like Rimworld, where it's the code of paint on it is a lot more accessible. Oh, damn it. Maybe I should tame the rat. What do we have in the cornfield? Okay. Looks like we're about a third of the way, maybe? Halfway planted? Hold on one sec. Hold on one moment, sorry. Yeah, I saw someone say that the secret lair for the secret lair bonus card for the secret lair Lord of the Rings, you know, the one with the old movie cartoon art. Apparently they misprinted the bonus card, and they gave the creature, the bonus creature, it's like Grima Longtongue or something. They gave her an extra point of power, so she's at 2/4 instead of a 1/4. I just think that's really special that these kinds of opportunities for post-printing balance updates can happen with such frequency. I think that's a nice way to put it. I wish they would finish this side of the shanty. And okay, so this one, where is this? Yo, a wild man! You can tame him? Hold on. Hold on. Oh, good God, he's naked. Ooh, we can give him a gun. Why doesn't he like them? Oh, maybe they don't like him because he's naked. How do I tame him? Why is there a tame option? Why does he count as an animal? Okay. This is odd. I've never seen this. I don't have like infinite hours on this game, but I've never seen a wild man that is like coded as a creature. Okay, well, that's odd. Yeah, okay, there's the components in the steel. Awesome. Okay, well, I need him. Who has the best animal skills? 0, 1, 8. Oh yeah. Verity Gray is going to be Nelson's new best friend. I gotta wait for her to finish sleeping. Looks like she's almost done. I have to make another shanty for him. Speaking of games that I do have a lot of time on, I was thinking about playing Team Fortress 2 again. It's been a really long time, and I'm not particularly good at those games, so I'm not sure how good that kind of a stream would be. Dude, you gotta... Wait, no food? What kind of food does he need? Dude, can you get some food? Can you, like... Bruh, come on. What does he need? Man jerky? What is happening? Do I need kibble? Do I need to make kibble? Can I not make kibble? No, I need a butchery. Do I need to make a jail so I can arrest him? Dude, this is not happening. I need to tame him. How? What do you mean no food? Come on. Diet, everything. Kibble? Man, I'm gonna get this guy hooked on kibble. I need... Why is she so happy? Why are you happy? Oh, you're a masochist? Oh, and you have the animal. You have the critter. Yo, you gotta tame... Oh, come on. Alright. Is it just one? Who has the weapons? Okay, you need a knife. Pick up the knife, please. And then you're all going to gang up and kill this invader. Well, I guess I can wait till they wake up, otherwise they're gonna be upset. The first invader's the worst, because he usually hurts someone and puts me down to 2 workers. And I don't have a medical bed yet, so I can't even afford anyone to actually get hurt. Maybe that should be... Okay, so the next thing is going to be a workshop, so we can start making clothing. And I guess a jail, because apparently I have to put someone in jail. Maybe that's what this can be. This can just be a jail. Alright, I'm impatient. It's drafting time. Everyone warm up over here. And everyone can watch as I scuff my combat. Yeah, so I'm going to be finishing the first season of Better Call Saul tonight. Very excited. Gun him down, gun him, gun him, gun him, gun him. Shoot him with your gun. Okay, good job. Undraft. And we're going to take everything. Oh, wait. They're alive? Yeah, see, this is also why we need a jail. Are you good at anything? You're good at violence. That's pretty useful. I think make this for prisoners. Someone arrest this man. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna capture you. Can you tame him yet? I can't arrest him. Apparently my success rate is too low. He's too powerful. Do I need to give him raw meat? Where's like an animal I can kill very easily? You have the gun. I'm gonna make you hunted actually. And are you good at hunting? Yeah, you're kind of good at shooting. I'm gonna assign you hunting though. Who's our hunter? You hunt this bird. Because I can't let the wild man leave. I need all these people. Please just kill it in one shot. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is awful. Please kill it. Who's assigned to Warden? There. Okay, you. Are you a doctor? Are you self-tending? Okay, good. Alright, so you got a bruise. That's fine. You'll recover. You are planting, though. Where are you at? That's enough. I'm drafting you. Please just kill something. Please kill something. This thing is too dense to even run. Alright, so it has been hurt. What's your deal? Oh. Now it's really gonna be done. Who has a medical emergency? Oh. You're a prisoner. You don't count. Alright, someone help him. It's enough. Shoot this. There we go. You are undrafted. You are undrafted. And you are going to... No, don't rescue it. Please, can you just put it down? This thing is never gonna die. I'm so glad there's no ammo in this game. Target lying down. I guess technically not. Okay, you gotta get closer. Alright, now fire at it. You cannot miss. Alright, so you can do something with this. Please haul it. You make a butcher table. I feel like I'm just missing so many things. Can we tame the wild man yet? We still don't have food. Okay. What do you need to tame? What do you need? No table. You're sweaty. Your bedroom's bad. And you're in pain. Why are you in pain? Oh, I need to make another house. Ugh, rip. I guess I could just kind of build copies of this to expand. 2, 3, 6, over. Yeah, there we go. Build a copy. There we are. Floor, blue floor, there, and there. And temperature, like a vent. Perfect. Now we're talking. Let's speed things up a little bit. So at this point, it's just kind of a waiting game. It's a busy night. How's everyone else doing? How's everything going? I gotta start planning which RCQs I'm gonna go to. There's a lot coming up in the next month. Probably because there's just been so few, and everyone's excited about it. The start of the season's always pretty busy with events starting back up. So, just gotta figure it out. This would be easier if I was able to buy sleeves even. I wish this person wouldn't sleep in the fridge. Hold on. This is... okay. Right. I don't even know if I want to accept this, honestly. I guess I can. I don't know who's going to accept the quest. Expires in 2 days. I got a little time. Can't believe how low I am on wood. I build everything in wood, though, so it's not too surprising. So this is steel. Did they haul all the components and steel back from this? No, there's still components? Alright, so they will just... The colonists will always just leave components lying around. And they deteriorate outside. You can't do that. And it's difficult to micro all these people. Oh good, we left the club. Stinks. It's just garbage. Eventually I usually build a smelter and we just hurl all the garbage in there. I don't even think it's worth breaking down into materials. It's so like weak and pathetic and bad. There's just nothing left. It just ends up being thrown into the like the furnace. It just gets incinerated. Where are you? Oh, okay, cool. You're actually doing something useful. Thank goodness. Where's the local wild man? Oh, wild man. Yeah, I always appreciate when people watch. Even if they don't say anything. Even if they're just kind of silently observing. I always appreciate it. So thanks. What are we doing here? What is this? Oh, it's slate. Okay. Drink a little water. What is this? Oh, it's steel. Okay. This map is pretty good. I have a lot of steel and just like minerals hanging around. And it's not too far away. And there's a lot of steel. That's really nice. Looks like I got a little bit of a inject from the crash site. It looks like I got an injection of components, and because that's usually one of the big like barriers for me is components. I'll try and build like I think too much, and I just run out of those, so I can't build more air conditioners or any other like spots. Architect, furniture, bed? No. Okay. I really just have to prioritize, I think, cutting. Is this cut or harvest plants? Where's wood chopping? Replant trees. What is it? Plant cut. Extract trees, cut plants. Yeah, okay, okay. This one, I think I have to just make you do more stuff. Because you're kind of not doing anything. And I'm running out of materials, so no one else can do their job. So we need more wood. What are you doing? Great. Of course she's going to dig out these trees instead of actually generate resources. It's okay, we'll replant it, put it over here. Oh, okay, so you're gonna join in. Thank goodness. Ooh. Kill some bears. Hopefully they harvest these and this can count as something to tame the wild man. Why is this berry bush deteriorating like that? Where did it go? Oh no! Oh no, is it getting cold? What the? Okay, we're going into summer. That means our corn is going to be really good. Okay. I think I want to have another little growing zone right over here. Or a little bit more of a silly planet. Like that. Like tobacco. Or whatever this really is. Could be anything. I don't know. Some medicine. Whew. Need recreation variety. I'm sorry that this place is just so boring. I can't really build anything. Recreation. Wooden horseshoe pin. Let's put this out here. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Right there. Eventually I'm going to clear this out and some of this. I don't know what I'm going to put here yet. This might be a good spot for the workshop. But that's a lot of work to clear this out, so I think we're going to need that a little sooner. Maybe just put it down here? And just evict this tree. I just wonder how everyone else is able to quickly kind of get off the ground in this game. I feel like I'm doing something wrong, or I'm missing something, or maybe I'm just, I don't know, spreading out too quickly. Maybe I should just make like a big block commune. I don't know. Just gonna dig these out. Maybe since the corn takes so long, I can just do like kind of a faster growing crop over here. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we can do... Oh, I have to keep... Oh, no, 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 no. I have to space these out because if they're too close together, one of them is going to get pestilence and then it's going to spread to actually everything. So I need to have just like, you know, like something else. The second field just needs to be over here. Is this... What is this ground? Oh, it's rich soil. Ooh. Ooh, rich soil. Ooh. Yeah, kind of the same dimensions because it satisfies me. Oh, that's right. This is just gonna be rice. Yeah, because the rice grows pretty quickly, right? Yeah, 3 days, and I kind of need it sooner rather than later. So we're gonna haul these stones. We're gonna chop these trees. I don't really know if I can kind of waste time on transplanting all of these. Someday I'll run out of wood, and then I will wish I did. But that day's not today. Ooh, visitors again. Oh, it's these guys. I forgot to read the message, so I don't know if they have anything to trade or if they're just kind of vibing. Maybe this is how I get myself in these messes. I'm a little spread thin. No one can... I don't have enough people to kind of do all the jobs that I've done. And I think that's on me. We're gonna replant this over here. Let's do it over here on this rich soil. That might be kind of cool. Oh, I gotta... Oh man, I really don't want to do this quest. I just don't care. So I think I'm gonna just kind of decline it. Just gonna... Yeah, we can decline. I just don't want to do any of this. I just want to build a nice whatever this is going to be. A nice, wait, which one's my social person? Oh, you. No, wait, hold on. Wait, oh no. Oh no, I didn't know my most social colonist was a 2. Alright, well, let's do our best. Okay. If I... Oh, I can sell him into slavery? I don't want to do that. I need him. Ooh, maybe I can feed the wild man this. Ah, okay. I can sell you this. It's 50 cents. It's not worth much. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Can you tame? Can you haul this? Can you haul this? Haul. You haul. Okay. So then once this is in the stockpile, maybe it'll count as having enough food to tame the wildest of men. Where'd you go? I wonder if I have to have a spare bed before he can be properly tamed. I don't think so. And I didn't get a notice that he was departing. So he's still out there. Elusive. Lost. Much like Bigfoot. There he is. No, why? Why is there no food? What does he eat? Why does he have such particular dietary restrictions and preferences? Come on. Alright. Going for a walk. Wonderful. Can you build? Can you do anything? No. Oh, because you don't have materials. Okay, great. Because I stopped it. Wonderful. Oh, yeah. Wait. Why was that a mess up? Which was a mess up? Vegan moment? I know! Oh, these guys are just eating, like, the glorified dog food. Yeah, seriously, what is his deal? He's in perfect health, too. There's no way he's a vegan. Social. Hates everyone. Anyone he meets just automatically doesn't like him, probably because he's naked. Yeah, social stat. Disabled. Barely heard of it. I need him though. He fits in perfect. He's only capable of violence. He's so skilled. I need this man in my group. Don't mind the blood. Don't mind the blood though. It's llama blood or alpaca blood. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Don't mind that. Hmm. And yes, yes. Yeah, he's spectrum maxing, dude. Sweaty, uncovered groin, extremely violent, in his lane, thriving. I need this man. There's literally no better man for my colony than him. I'm going to be extremely upset if he leaves before I can find before I can fulfill his dietary restrictions and properly tame him. I gotta just I have to just build another room. What is this guy doing in here? Come on. Come on. Can you can you can you get out? Do. There we go. Okay. And where's the power conduit? Okay. We're finally making a little bit of progress. And you're doing this. Everyone is doing their job. Well, within reason. Hmm. 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 Do. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Now they won't complain that they're bored. Alright, so we got a masochist who is the monkey's master. Very interesting dynamic. I wish someone would plant the rice, though, and finish clearing this potential field. Because this corn is going to take forever, and this rice, like, I really just want to start the rice stockpile. Usually I end up turning, like, the excess rice and stuff into, like, kibble. I think. Or, like, pemmican. Speaking of pemmican, because I played this game, I, like, had a video pop up in my YouTube feed. It was, like, how to make pemmican, and what is pemmican? And that stuff is an extremely interesting looking survival food, but it looks gross. I don't know how to describe it. It just kind of looks like weird mush cupcakes or something. I gotta watch the video again, I guess, before I speak any further on it, but it is very odd, and it's made of just very simple things. It's just kind of like a mash. It's just like survival slop mash. It's just like 3 ingredients kind of mauled together. Okay, we're out of meals. This is not good. I hope that they actually harvested, or not harvested, but picked up those ones that were lying on the ground. They were just kind of scattered. I marked them for pickup, But I never saw anyone go get them, and now we are out, and now they're just eating the pemmican. So, and that stuff's kind of not good. I put the bill in for the kitchen, right? Details. Yeah, allow meat, I guess, vegetarian. Oh, wait, what is going on? What's disallowed? Oh, human. Oh, and insect. Okay, correct. That's fine. Animal products. You can't use fertilized eggs or insect jelly. I guess that makes sense. So, we just need someone to realize that cooking is kind of an essential thing. And it's not optional because, I don't know, we don't really have access to Uber Eats here. Where's the table? Furniture. Table. Yeah, okay. We'll start with like a baby table. We have 1, 2, 3 official colonists so far. I'll add chairs as we kind of expand. Thank goodness someone's prioritizing chopping trees and stuff. These are pretty close, so I kind of want to take advantage of the fact that they're so close to the kind of a construction site and set them up. So set them up to kind of be chopped and moved pretty quickly. Clean up some of these stumps. I don't know if they actually yield wood or if it's just kind of cleaning up something unsightly. I hope it like yields wood. I don't feel bad about cutting those down. What do we chop? Or we're finally building a chair. Okay. And now they're just gonna be hot in here because they let the generator die. You're not even grown. You're not grown. Big hum. Boom, 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 boom. This guy has just been. Alright, I guess I gotta start doing something. What do I do to recruit him? Well, first, what are you good at? You're also good at violence. Yo, you can be the face. Alright, I need this guy. I need a face. I'm not gonna execute you. I'm not gonna release you. Your resistance is still pretty high. I guess I'll reduce your resistance. That's okay. And then we can recruit you. And then we can, you know, give you pants, which you lack. Can you explain the Cauldron Spellskite combo? Yes. So, I'll start at the beginning. Agatha's Soul Cauldron is a 2-mana legendary artifact from the new Wilds of Eldraine set. It is a mythic rare. It is one of the cards I'm most excited about for applications for Modern. Number one, there's a lot of really good... I think there's a lot of shells it could slot into, like Yawgmoth and Heliod and such. But I think Hardened Scales is just the easiest home. There's a lot of activated abilities, it already uses +1 counters, it already uses artifacts. So I think it's a pretty natural fit there. Some people are kind of doubters because they don't think it particularly contributes to any game plan that was lacking already. Like, we already had grindy 2-mana artifacts in that deck as it stood, and a lot of things to kind of do and fiddle around with, and ways to generate counters. One of the things it does, though, is... so I'll read the Oracle text now, or I'll recite the Oracle text of the card right now. You may activate abilities of creatures you control using mana of any color. Then it has the next ability is creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on it have the activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. So it kind of does a sort of imprint, if you remember that old Mirrodin block mechanic that also came back for Scar's block. Notably, Chrome Mox, Duplicant, Mimic Vat, Phyrexian Jester, I think had it in Scar's block. Either way, that's not as important of a card as the previous three. And it has an activated ability that says tap, exile target card from a graveyard. If a creature card was exiled this way, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It's either creature or creature you control. That does kind of matter. Anyway, so the applications in Hardened Scales are, number one, it gives +1/+1 counters, so that's kind of a given. But it's not the first time they've had something that is kind of fiddly and can generate +1/+1 counters out of nothing. The Green Ozolith also did this, and a lot of its own cards can do that. But a lot of their creatures have activated abilities. Arcbound Ravager has sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Hangerback Walker has 1, tap, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Walking Ballista has 4, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, and also remove a +1/+1 counter, deal 1 damage to any target. And Zabaz has 2 abilities. One is white : this creature gains flying, and the other one is red : destroy target artifact you control. I'm kind of modifying how I am stating the Oracle text because all of the creature cards, their abilities reference themselves by name. Like Hangerback Walker is 1, as far as I remember, is 1, tap, put a +1/+1 counter on Hangerback Walker. Any time a card references itself in its own text, it's just a more easy to read way of saying this card. It allows the card to kind of explain its ability more specifically when it's referencing itself. But anytime you see that, you can kind of mentally shorthand it to this card, which becomes more clear once you're using something like Agatha's Soul Cauldron, which is conferring abilities from one card to another card. So you're not going to activate your Hangerback Walker for white to give Zabaz flying. That doesn't make any sense. It's to give itself flying. Continuing on, so one card in the deck. There's in any Hardened Scales deck, there's about 20 creatures. It's usually a bunch of 4-ofs. 4 Hangerback Walker, 4 Walking Ballista, 4 Zabaz, 4 Ravager, Arcbound Ravager, and 4 Patchwork Automaton. Patchwork Automaton is kind of in and out of the list. Like, some people believe in it, some people don't. I think it's better in some metagames than other metagames. I think this particular kind of interaction with Cauldron is going to really kind of move Patchwork Automaton forward and make an already very good card better. I have 2 to 3 Doom Foretold for you if you need them, by the way. Thank you. I will keep that in mind. I'm going to be working on it on Arena first before I kind of move into getting it in paper. Also, for anyone listening, if anything I say is wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments, I guess, for this video, or in chat if you're here. And that's mostly in regards to describing how activated abilities kind of and creatures reference themselves. That's the only thing I'm kind of shaky on why it works that way, but I'm fairly certain it does work that way, where, you know, white : this creature gains flying, Zabaz gains flying. I'm pretty sure that's how it is actually intended. So, the thing with Spellskite and the Cauldron is Spellskite has an activated ability. Phyrexian Blue : target speller ability targets Spellskite. I don't remember the exact oracle, but it basically redirects spells and abilities to target Spellskite. The way Spellskite works is you can technically activate that ability with anything on the stack to try and redirect it to Spellskite, but it can only target it if it's legal. So if a Thoughtseize goes on the stack, you can technically activate Spellskite in response to that. It's not going to, when the Spellskite ability resolves to go to change the target, Spellskite is not a legal target, so it will not change targets, but you will have paid the cost. That's important if you're paying life for it for any reason. You can't actually just make Spellskite eat Thoughtseizes and stuff, or things that can't normally target it, like Haywire Might activations. That's not really specific or pertinent to this discussion, Cauldron and Spellskite, but that's just something about Spellskite that I always kind of like to note, in that you can activate it in response to anything, but if the target will change is kind of dependent on what you're trying to change. It has to be legal. So, Spellskite has that activated ability. Spellskite is a creature card. If Spellskite is in a graveyard and you activate Cauldron, exiling the Spellskite under the Cauldron, then all of your creatures with +1/+1 counters will have that redirect ability. This is important with the card Patchwork Automaton, who is, to return to explaining this card, is a 2-mana 1/1, is an artifact creature, I believe it's a construct. It has Ward 2, which means if a spell or ability an opponent controls would target Patchwork Automaton, counter it unless they pay 2. He has a second ability that says, whenever you cast an artifact spell, put a +1/+1 counter on him. So it's very easy to just go turn 2, Patchwork Automaton, Welding Jar, put a counter on him, go. And he just automatically has a counter. So Patchwork Automaton can give himself counters. So he requires very little investment to actually have him gain the Agatha's Soul Cauldron abilities. So if you have a Soul Cauldron with a Spellskite under it, and a Patchwork Automaton in play with a counter on it, either given by the Cauldron or given by his own ability, he has that Spellskite redirect ability. So now, if your opponent, for instance, decides to cast, I guess, I'm trying to think of a good example. I guess a Prismatic Ending. If they try to cast Prismatic Ending, targeting your Soul Cauldron, Prismatic Ending is normally pretty good against scales because all of your cards are low mana value printed on the card. Hangerback Walker is a 0. Walking Ballista is a 0. Zabaz is a 1. Cauldron is a 2. If your opponent tries to Prismatic Ending your Cauldron for 2 colors, you can activate the Spellskite ability granted to the Patchwork Automaton to change the target of the ability, or the target of the Prismatic Ending, to Patchwork Automaton. Because Patchwork Automaton becomes the target of that, the ward will trigger, requiring them to pay 2 more mana, or the ability or the spell is countered. This is also one of the only kind of ways to, quote, counter a Boseiju. There's Welding Jar, and there's this. So, if you have a Patchwork Automaton with the Spellskite ability, everything your opponent does is automatically kind of taxed, because they have to be ready to pay for that ward redirect, or they're just going to get kind of blocked by this Patchwork Automaton protecting everything you control. One of the only things it can't redirect is Haywire Might's activation, which is probably one of the only big problems that the deck, or like this kind of like soft block, is going to have. Because it only specifically targets non-creatures. This is one of those instances where Spellskite redirecting things, and the thing being redirected to the Patchwork or the Spellskite is an illegal target. It will not change. So the Haywire Might will be able to exile something like a Cauldron or something else like a Urza Saga without the Patchwork Automaton potentially eating the activation. Another interesting thing is if you have 2 Patchwork Automatons with the Spellskite ability, then if your opponent says terminate, goes to terminate one of your creatures, and you redirect the terminate to the Patchwork Automaton, and they have 4 mana, and they're able to pay for the ward, since the ward is a trigger and they have to pay for it, the terminate has not resolved yet, you can activate the other Patchwork Automaton to redirect the terminate to the second Patchwork Automaton, re-triggering that Patchwork Automaton's ward, and requiring them to pay 2 more mana or it's countered. as long as your opponent is only using like things that can actually target the Patchwork Automaton, and you have 2, you can pay any color of mana, because assuming this, we have the Cauldron in play, which washes all the abilities to be able to be paid with any color. Or you can just pay 2 life. But being able to pay actual mana for this Spellskite activation and being able to use colorless mana for it is also very powerful. As long as you have 2 Patchwork Automatons and the Cauldron, you can just bounce anything back and forth between the Patchworks, requiring them to pay the ward, or it's just countered every time. Some things can get around this, like if your opponent decides to cast Veil of Summer, and then something like Terminate, the ward will not matter anymore because the ward is a counter effect, and Veil of Summer will prevent your things from being countered. What else? There's some other things like that. Like, the one notable thing is that the ward is a counter, so Veil of Summer and Abrupt Decay kind of can bypass that, but the Patchwork Automaton can still eat it. Or any of your creatures, for that matter, as long as the Spellskite is underneath the Cauldron. And I just think that's really interesting in the fact that it makes Patchwork, which is already a very good card in this deck, even better. Hold on one sec. Who is starving? Why are you starving? Do I need to assign a chef? Is no one assigned to cooking? Gotta be kidding. What are you doing? You're building stuff? And you're tending plants, you're plant... Alright, I have to, like, make you be a little more urgent. A little more, interested in cooking. So. That was kind of a bit of a long explanation on the Cauldron Spellskite thing. I just kind of wanted to be pretty thorough on that. I don't know if I was too thorough, too long-winded, but does that make... Dude. Can you, like, tend to him? Can you, like, clean the blood off of this guy? So I hope that was a clear explanation of Spellskite with Patchwork Automaton and Cauldron. Let me know if you require a bit more clarification. But I think that's really interesting about that. And it just kind of makes a bunch of cards in the deck that work. Because Patchwork has some matchups that are kind of not great for it. It really... Ooh, an Eclipse. Patchwork is really good in matchups that are very removal heavy, and where a quick clock can really kind of end it quickly with a bit low investment. It's not like Ravager, where in order to make a big creature you kind of have to feed him a lot of material. Patchwork is kind of like, as long as you're setting up, he's getting big. The ward is a really good insulator for a lot of things, like it's really good against ice from Fire Ice. It's really good against... It's one of your only bits of recourse against like these efficient white removal cards, like Prismatic Ending, Leyline Binding, Solitude, like that kind of thing. Like multiple triggers from a Fury, because they'll have to pay the ward for each one. So it's very good against those kinds of decks, but against some other decks, like Patchwork has a lot of problems where he's like drawn late, and he's really difficult to grow, or really kind of inconsequential, because one of the only things about him that is notable is the fact that he has built-in protection and he has size. So if you play him late, he has the protection still, but he's really kind of too small. Like, if you draw him like too late or kind of in the mid, he ends up only being like a 3/3 or a 4/4 or something like that. It's just not very large. Now the fact that you can just give him a single counter and he can potentially, with the Cauldron, be a significant player is, with the Spellskite thing, is really good. You can kind of help him grow a bit more, like if you have to use a Ravager or consume your own Ravager, or your own Ravager gets removed early, it's really nice to give him that ability, because he's a really good one, a good creature to hold counters. And I really think Cauldron is going to make Patchwork, which is already, as I've said, is already a really good card in the deck, somehow even better I think he's been kind of like disrespected because drawing him late is so bad. I think the Cauldron is really going to help rectify a lot of these like late patchwork issues, because as long as he's getting 1 or 2 counters, he's going to be on with the Cauldron, and it's not too difficult to give him at least 1 or 2. And I think he's just going to be able to do so much more. Like giving him a hangerback ability is going to let him grow himself. And now your early patchworks, you can use Ballista with the Cauldron and make your patchwork into a large Ballista. So your large creature is going to be able to turn around and effectively have double strike, similar to large Ballistas, even sooner, and like even more easily. So I'm looking for a lot more random activated abilities kind of to potentially exploit with patchwork. I haven't really had too many come up. A lot of the other good activated abilities that I would want to put in scale stack to throw into the Cauldron are like, Zabaz is another main deck card, and being able to give your large Patchwork Automaton evasion with the flying ability is really nice. I was playing with Gingerbrute for the last week or so. I ended up cutting him because my original thought was this evasion ability on a Gingerbrute is extremely powerful. It's very good against Dress Down specifically, which is a card that's good against Scales because it's very good at countering their counter creatures like all the XX creatures and modular creatures. It's really good at countering that ability because they're going to be entering the battlefield without that ability that grants them counter, so they're just going to die immediately. Let me take a drink. So having Gingerbrute, which is good against Dress Down, because if you activate the Gingerbrute with the Dress Down in the stack, the Gingerbrute will, after the Dress Down resolves, the Dress Down will take all the abilities away of creatures, and then but then the Gingerbrute activation will resolve, and that's not actually an ability. It's like a quality of the card. So nothing can block the Gingerbrute still. It's really kind of strange how it works. I found it out while I was playing Hammer that the activation of can't be blocked except by creatures with haste is not something that Dress Down will take away. But after kind of looking at the slots, I took Gingerbrute out because I just couldn't really justify it. I think it's a little too weak on its own. And if I was kind of thinking about this while I was considering Gingerbrute, but if you need to tutor off of Urza's Saga, if you need to tutor evasion for the Cauldron, Zabaz is really kind of a card you're already playing. It's a card you already want to sacrifice because the modular. It has 2 abilities, so it's pretty good to put under the Cauldron as it is. So I think Flying and Shadow Spear are just kind of good enough for granting evasion to other, or ways to push through damage to other cards you have. And then some of the other things that I wanted to put under the Cauldron are like Sir Ginger, Meal Ender. I think, oh no, I just got a dead guy now. Alright. And now the prison cell's cursed. Alright. It's a real room. And everyone got miserable. Now everyone's upset. Oh, because they're all starving. Because no one cooked. What a disaster. Hopefully someone starts cooking. Missing raw food? Yeah, I should have just made this rice earlier. Can someone please just, like, pick some berries? So yeah, I like Sir Ginger. I don't think that activated ability is really the reason to play the card. I'm going to be playing 1 or 2 in the sideboard just as, like, cards for the 4-color matchup, because I have heard that matchup is very difficult. And for any matchup that has Karn the Great Creator, because that card is Also very tough to beat. I'm gonna hope that these guys can harvest these berries and not die. Because if one person dies, I think we're done. Or if one person kind of has a problem. Is anyone assigned to just like hunting and gathering? Like you guys all kind of gotta chip in. Um, so yeah, I don't really mind in that case dedicating 2 slots to kind of being these anti-Karn, anti-white removal thing. I also think Spellskate's pretty good there. I think in that matchup, my plan is going to be like bring in, or at least in the white matchups, I'm going to be bringing in Spellskite because I want to try and figure out the Cauldron patchwork thing. Um, do I have medicine? I am getting low on medicine. So I'm just probably going to harvest some of this. But I also just like Surge Injure, so I don't really mind testing it a little hard these first couple weeks. If it's not good, it just leaves the deck. If it's good, I get to play a card that I think is cute. What else? I've talked about Surge Injure here before, and I really like that card. It also naturally gets counters as well and kind of helps look through the deck. I think it's just a pretty nice spot to be for a sideboard card where it could be main, but probably is a little better suited for not every matchup, so probably a little bit more of a game 2-3 card. Yeah, so I think that's going to be my plan, is Surge Injure specifically against 4-color Antron and any of the other Karn decks. Spellskite maybe similar, probably only against 4-color in the decks that actually are like 8+ removal spells. I'm deciding still on my Naturalize. I'm going with. Right now, I'm only 1 Haywire Mite in the sideboard. I was gonna play 1 in the main, but I can't really find the room. Slots are pretty tight with how much commitment I have to, like, at this point, to these kind of dirtily do nothing engine-y artifacts. So I'm trying to make sure I'm not over committed to those and overboarded on those. Alright, so it looks like people are a little better. There's no major break risk anymore, but you really gotta start making. What are you doing? No! Oh, no, 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 no. No, are you ill? Can you harvest this instead of trying to eat the man? Dude, come on. I think she's gonna take like a major mood penalty if she eats this man. What a waste. Alright, I gotta build a grave. Where am I gonna put this? Alright, we're gonna put it behind the shanties. There we go. This will be the start of the graveyard. Yeah, so I'm kind of torn on what my naturalizes are going to be, because I really like Nature's Claim just because it's extremely efficient, and the deck doesn't have as many 1-mana plays as I wish. So just having more 1-mana interaction is something I'm about. I think Force of Vigor is a really good card. I think it's really difficult to pitch cast it though, so I'm a little hesitant to include that. I think it's very powerful when you can though, but I don't really want to be restricted where I'm needing to pitch something like a Hardened Scales or anything like that. It just doesn't seem great to me. Also, I like the extra life gain in certain matchups, just where I can bring it in, and it's both a way to kind of smash my own Hangerback Walker and gain life. like those sorts of things. I think there's a lot of like use cases with the card where it's a little more or offers a little more, has a little bit more of a higher upside than just being a naturalize. I think since I'm higher on, I've seen people play Tamiya's safekeeping as well as I think kind of like an anti white removal option. Um, I'm not sure if I need to use that because I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to assemble this like cauldron thing. I don't know if it's worthwhile, if it's going to end up being correct or good enough or consistent enough. But I'm going to be, I think, opting for that over Tamiya's safekeeping. Holding up one green is a little tricky, I think. So I'm not sure if it's great. It's very possible the Spellskite thing is a little too cumbersome to kind of assemble or depend on, but it's been pretty good so far, at least just playing Spellskite as it is. And it can come in the creativity matchup, which I know a lot of people have said is pretty not great for scales, so much that they're playing like multiple Orvar on the sideboard just to beat the Archons. I'm wondering if Spellskite might just be this answer to these white removal decks and also to this creativity problem, where you can just kind of have this Spellskite that you can protect and kind of eats creativity pretty bad. That one's also very good with the patchwork because if you change creativity to a target to patchwork, then the ward triggers and it can counter the entire creativity if they can't pay the 2. What else? So, and then I'm not sure how many dismembers I want to run. I've seen people play some number of Galvanic Blast in their sideboard as well, which I like in theory because it's pretty versatile. It's not hard to get Metalcraft. 1 mana 4 damage is a really great rate. But I'm not sure I'm super keen on needing red every time I want to cast a removal spell. Dismember is also a larger number, kind of. And I think if I'm going to be casting a removal spell, even if I have to pay life for it, like, I want to make sure the thing is dead. Like, 4 damage still misses things like Primeval Titan, most of the Murktide Regents. I think it's easier for a Dismember to team up with, like, a small Walking Ballista to take care of a threat. And some cards, like Ledger Shredder, can just grow out of range of the Galvanic Blast, I think, a little more easily than it grows out of range of Dismember. And Dismember also will kill a Shieldred. Like, you have to take the damage for it. I'm thinking about playing an Urborg as kind of like a colorless utility land in my mana base because I'm kind of like examining my options there a little more. And I'm also considering doing this kind of weird thing where a couple of my utility lands are Mycosynth Gardens, and I'm going to kind of be a little more interested in maximizing these 0 mana cards because I'm a little more focused on making Patchwork as good as possible. So I'm 3 Welding Jar in the main, and then I think some of my sideboard hate and such is going to also be 0 mana, and these 0 mana cards are also very good. Mycosynth Gardens, like, okay, so this man is just eating this other man. Are you eating him? What is happening? Okay. 8 corpse. Well, okay. And you ate raw. Okay. What happened here? Fresh. Missing body parts. Bit off right leg. Bit off right shoulder. Bit off left hand. Man. Okay. Okay. Where was I? Where was I before that happened? I don't know if Nelson's gonna make it, man. He's not in a good mood right now because he stumbled over here and now he's naked, he's hot, he's witnessed man-made horrors beyond his comprehension. Okay, anyway. Yeah. So I'm thinking about using Mycosynth Gardens, which is very good to copy 0 mana things. Like, I'm thinking about making some of my Graveyard Hate in the sideboard into Tormod's Crypts. So this way it's easier to kind of deploy into a Patchwork and kind of set him up early. Um, the gardens can copy a Tormod's Crypt just by tapping the land. Um, I'm thinking about putting chalices in the sideboard instead of some of these soulless jailers because the gardens can copy a chalice in response to removal. So you kind of have that trick on board. So that's the thing about some of the things about like the scales cards is like the tricks are all on board. The welding jar is on board. The spellskite is on board. The gardens are on board. The chalice is on board. But I think you kind of can create this really good, I guess, prison. It's while having this kind of like beat downy kind of deck where you're just kind of making a big patchwork, making a big ravager, making a big hangerback, and just kind of attacking and using your synergy cards. So I think it might be. Let me clear this notice. Okay, so hopefully everyone can wake up soon and see this aurora, get a mood boost, and I can live to kind of fight another day. So put the light right there. I gotta start once we have a lot more wood now, so I can start decorating everyone's room and make them a little less unsightly. Give them a little side table, wooden end table. Which way is this facing? There we go. There we go. Okay. What was that? The aurora's ending? Are you gotta be kidding me? Only the freaking cannibal saw it? He's just gonna take another chomp out of my prisoner Ballard. He's just gonna eat him again. This maniac is the only one who saw it. What a waste. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at with scales. Sideboard still needs a lot of work, and I think a lot of the changes that are going to happen in the main deck are going to inform the sideboard, and vice versa. If I go more Tormod's Crypts in the sideboard as my graveyard hate, it's going to probably make me, and chalices, it's going to make me want to figure out slots for those Mycosynth Gardens. Playing those Mycosynth Gardens is going to kind of give me... We already have the 4 Urza Sagas. It's going to give me a lot more avenues to want to up the land count, because the lands for the Mycosynth Garden, they kind of get consumed and become pieces in play instead of lands. So it's probably going to push me to 23 lands instead of something more, a little more aggressive like 22. And then I'm going to have to find cuts elsewhere, etc., etc. Also, there's a big problem where Mycosynth Gardens is really bad at copying my creatures, except for Patchwork. So that's like kind of an issue. But dude, you gotta tell me. Do I have food? Are we still just like living hand to mouth? Alright, this is ridiculous. But the gardens are really good at copying basically everything else in the deck. Except for like the legendary cards, but even still, it's pretty good to copy them in response to removal. So, someone going to disenchant my green Ozolith, I can tap 2 mana in the gardens, and I can make a copy and just kind of keep the new one, sacrifice the old one to the legend pool. Doesn't really count as a sacrifice. That terminology has kind of confused people in the past. Does not actually count as sacrificing. It's just choosing which one to keep due to state-based actions, as far as I understand. But it's a little better because you just get to keep it instead of losing out on your Ozolith. But I think copying the 0 mana things with Gardens is really kind of where it's at. It's a shame there's so many legends also in your artifact slots, because I don't like that you just like don't have enough good targets. But I think it's kind of neat that the Gardens can copy a manland, like a Blinkmoth or an Inkmoth Nexus, copy a Welding Jar, copy a Spellskite, copy, I guess, a Patchwork. Becoming another Patchwork is pretty neat. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Um, I think two gardens is like Mycosynth Gardens in the mana base is really aggressive, but I also think it's kind of worth trying at least. I think when the Mycosynth Gardens becomes a welding jar and I just get a second welding jar for free, or virtually for free, because you still got to pay something for it, but just being able to artificially increase the number of welding jars in your deck, I think is going to be kind of strong. It might even enable me to go down from 3 welding jars back to 2, which is a shame because I think jar is really good. But when I'm kind of not going down on jars, I I just think there's something there. And being able to like gardens into a Blink Moth or an Ink Moth Nexus is really kind of cool because then you're just like doubling up on your threats, and like playing 2 gardens kind of artificially increases your count for certain cards when they happen to be relevant in the matchup. Kind of gives you a little insurance on some of your hate pieces post board, like Grafdigger's Cage, Torment's Crypt, Chalice, especially since the most common Chalice number right now is 0. So you don't really lose out by using the Gardens to copy the Chalice because you already wanted the Chalice at 0. If you put the Chalice on 1 and did it, you could have 2 Chalices, but we don't really put it on 1 these days. I think a lot of people overvalue putting it on 1 in too many matchups, and it's kind of a liability. Like, because you have 1s, everyone's playing 1s. There's not a lot of decks in the format right now that skip 1 and only play and kind of afford to play Chalice on 1, or even where it's good. I don't think it's good against a lot of the decks in the format. I think it's good against Prowess, and I think it's good against maybe the Murktide deck, but even still, they can play through it. Even Prowess can play through it. It's a little less hard. It's a little harder though, especially post-board, because they kind of board into like prismatic endings and stuff. But I've really been interested in playing these Prison-y Mycosynth Gardens decks since that set came out. I don't know if it's good. I've not had a chance to try it, or have had really a good shell for it, but I'm very, very interested. Also sucks that you can't copy Needle effectively with a Needle, so that kind of bites. But, you know, they can't all be perfect and unbeatable and etc., etc. What else? Okay, so we've kind of staved off this starvation disaster. And I talk too much. My coffee's a little cold now. That's okay. It was worth it. I think at the very least, if I don't get cauldrons for tomorrow for my weekly Modern event, which it's unfortunately not looking likely, I'm going to be able to try some Mycosynth Garden stuff, because I think I can do that without needing the cauldron too badly. I think the cauldron is very powerful though. There's a couple cards in the set that are just really nice that they exist, and I'm really surprised that they can continually make some of these sorts of things, where there's just so many places you want to try them out. Like, Beseech the Mirror, I'm already seeing pop up in Legacy Mono Black lists where I hadn't really considered it before. These Mono Black Helm lists that I was already pretty interested in, because I like Karn, and I like all these awful black hate bears. And by awful, I mean probably pretty miserable to play against, at least Dothy Boardwalkers, but they're awful in the sense that they're very obnoxious. But I'm seeing people try it in the Mono Black Helm deck because all the cards there are 4 mana. They already wanted to play. They were already kind of playing like a single copy of Ill-Gotten Gains. Now they just have the Beseech the Mirrors to go find them. I saw the list. It had 4 Vault of Whispers, 4 Urza Sagas in its mana base, so it just has more things to bargain with. It has Orcish Spellmaster, so it has more things to bargain with. When the things you can bargain with are in your mana base, you have so many more options on like spells to put in your deck because you aren't committed to hitting that requirement. You're just doing it like in your non-spells, your lands. You know, you don't really want to sacrifice something as powerful as Urza's Saga to bargain, but when bargaining wins you the game because you're Beseech the Mirroring for Helm of Awakening or Leyline of the Void, it's pretty good. Because that's what the Helm deck, by the way. I didn't really mention that. The Mono Black Helm deck is trying to assemble either a Helm of Obedience with either Leyline of the Void or Dothy Voidwalker, because they both have those kind of exile your graveyard. Anytime a card goes in your graveyard, exile it replacement effect. So Helm of Obedience basically is a 4-mana artifact. You activate it for 1. They mill cards. They put a card from their library into their graveyard until they put a creature into the graveyard. Because the Leyline or the Voidwalker are replacing the card going to the graveyard with going to the exile, a card never hits the graveyard, so the Helm repeats this process over and over again until their library is exiled. So it's like milling them, but better because they can't really beat it with an Eldrazi Titan. And that's that deck. Otherwise, it's kind of just this mono black hate bears ancient tomb deck that tries to power out some of those cards. It has Bowmaster's Opposition Agent, Dark Ritual, the Shieldred, and a lot of these cards that they used to play like 2 or 3 copies of, they can now play only one. They only have to play one of them because Beseech the Mirror just gives you virtual extra copies of them. And even some of the cards that are kind of, well, this is just one thing Beseech the Mirror is doing, and because it's also kind of helping cast cards that normally are difficult to cast. Like in the case of casting suspend cards. That's not relevant here. I just wanted to kind of mention it as one of the things that Beseech the Mirror does. But like Cauldron and Beseech the Mirror are just these cards that are really great puzzles to solve, where they seem like they can do so much, and it's just really exciting to be able to try and figure out these puzzles and complete them, or figure out where they work, where they don't work, where they need a little bit more in the future, etc., etc. Especially Cauldron. Cauldron is just one of those cards. Maybe it's because I like creatures and I like activate abilities and that kind of thing. And I just like creatures that do stuff and artifacts that do stuff. And I like playing with counters and dice and stuff. And changing zone, making cards change zones is fun, etc. Cauldron is just one of those cards that you just want to think about all the cool stuff you can do. It's really great. Like Cauldron is one of those examples of a card they made that is great because it's powerful, it's unique, and it makes people just kind of dream about where it could go and what it can do. Like, probably for the next few weeks, I'm just going to be posting a picture of Cauldron and a picture of a weird activated ability that is, and I'm going to be, the sum of the tweet is probably going to be, here's this activated ability, and I think it's going to be really cool if you can give it to someone else. Like, I posted Pack Rat the other day, because you know what's really cool? Whatever creature you're giving a counter to, you know what's great? If I had a second one. Like, activate Cauldron, put a counter, exile the Pack Rat, put a counter on Mayhem Devil. You know what's really cool? If I had a second Mayhem Devil. I think that's cool. Or, so, it's kind of interesting because I was thinking about it in the context of, like, Black Red Sacrifice and Pioneer. Because I don't think that card, like, Cauldron is too far off, because you can use Pack Rat to try and make extra copies of Mayhem Devil, you can use Pack Rat to try and make extra copies of Blood Tithe Harvester, which you can already do with the Backside of Fabled Mirror Breaker, but, it doesn't hurt to do it again. It doesn't hurt to make a bunch of your creatures into the Blood Tithe Harvester ability. That's kind of where I'm at with that. Like, first day of class, pest infestation. Can you please just like refuel this before you go to bed, please? I'm gonna create a cooler. I'm gonna put it here, I guess. And I'm gonna put it here. So this way we can kind of try and start regulating the temperature of the bedroom. But I don't play a lot of the Black-Red Sacrifice deck in Pioneer. I would, but I kind of dedicated myself to Mono Green. And I like Mono Green, so I'm probably going to keep playing that. I'm interested to see where that deck goes. The more I look at the Iron Crag, the more I think it's completely, like, way good. Like, I'm going to be playing multiple copies of that. I also realized today that when you play a legendary creature and you kind of, like, quote, transform the Iron Crag, it changes its name so you can play the second copy and still have the Mana Rock? Like, I didn't know that. Like, that kind of really surprised me. Awesome. Guys, these people are not in the dark. But, yeah, I just think Cauldron could potentially go in a lot of places, but then you have to build around it. I'll be interested to see the Cauldron builds that show up that are good. Because I think there's going to be a lot of ones that are kind of bad. Like, I think making everyone into a Fulminator Mage is really cool. I really want to do that. I don't know if it's going to be particularly good. Making your creatures into a Pack Rat, I don't know if it's going to be good, but it won't surprise me if it is. And I think a lot of people want to try Cauldron in spots where... So I think a lot of people are going to want to try Cauldron in spots where it's very not optimal, but it's really exciting to do. If you know what I am kind of saying. Because it's just fun. So I'm going to be really interested to see that. I think I'm going to be more interested to see the Pioneer lists because people are kind of already honing in on some of the modern possibilities with it, with like Grist and Walking Ballista and Spike Feeder and some of these other creatures with activated abilities. I haven't seen anyone talk about it, but also I was thinking about Skrull the other day. I don't think he makes the cut, but I think he's very interesting to think about. I just don't know if there's a deck that necessarily wants Skrull and the Cauldron. I'll be interested to see if there's some sort of variant of the white deck, or like the mono white Stoneblade midrange Solitude stuff with Cauldron, but I don't know if there's anything that's really fantastic. How many meals do we have? Did we eat all the food again? Can you please just try and get ahead? Jeez. So now we've chopped all these trees. We're just waiting, I guess, for the rice. And they're building. Okay, so is it hot in here? Indoors? Yes, we're gonna lower the temperature. Make it, I guess, what is comfortable? I don't know. 14? That's probably good. Oh, okay, yeah, we gotta build this guy. Or we gotta, I don't, not build, we gotta bury. Yeah, bury him. Just get him out. Steel, we're good on steel, we're good on components. Did they finish hauling these components, or are these just completely destroyed now? Yeah. I'm talking myself hoarse. Ugh. What are we doing? Ooh, a car. Ancient car. Yeah, okay. This belongs in a museum. Steel urn. Yeah, everyone needs that. Limestone. Look at this. Your walls look weird. Okay. Where are we at over here? 14? Yeah, we'll do 14 over here as well. You're not grown yet. This is barely even. This isn't even close. We're never gonna get corn. Thank God it's renewable, and I planted it early. At least the rice is getting there. It's not growing at an even rate, but it'll kind of even out. Is rice renewable? Now we'll find out. I think they replanted though. I think it's once and done. Alright, let's speed up. Alright. I was looking forward to playing this game again once after I kind of finished. Like, the next day I was pretty looking forward to playing again. I really enjoy Rimworld. And I don't really want to play another file right now, but I don't want to, not stream this playthrough. So I was kind of caught. I couldn't really play anymore. Okay. Two vegetarian meals, so we can finally help the vegan wild man. No food. Okay. So he's still too vegan for me. Maybe he only eats meat. Maybe he's like anti-vegan. Because he ate that man. Oh my god. I need to make a butcher table. Okay. So where can I build this? I guess over here? Can I have like a butchery like right here? We can carry it right into there? Yeah, okay. Now we got it. Alright, right here. Gonna build back like that. Got a door. Put it there so we can kind of have a clear path. Alright. We can have a new dump zone over here. Dump zone. Right, kind of here, and this is gonna be for corpses. No rotten. Yeah, corpses. No humans, no mechanoids. What is large corpses? I guess no. Animals. No insects. Yeah, no insects. I thought I already said no insects. No human-like. Only critters. Only critters. Okay. What are chunks? No chunks. Only beasts. Only Also, yeah, no, only corpses. Okay, cool. Fresh corpses. Need a floor, wood floor. I gotta make sure we've floored all the entryways. We're good. Okay. Production. This is a place. This is a table for butchering. Rotting and desiccated corpses cannot be butchered. There we go. Outside, not for long. Alright, here's this. Gotta get a table so we can work. And I'm gonna hook this up to the same grid. Let's get some light. Make sure he's well lit in here, whoever's working. Alright. We're gonna be indoors. And then we're gonna make some food. Yeah, he might only eat meat. Then he's gonna be my problem. Oh good, he got over eating another man. Thank goodness. And then we can also start hunting whatever these are. Probably just have whoever has the biggest gun go shoot them point blank. What is your problem? What do you need? You're eating without a table, that's your own fault. Awful bedroom, yeah, I know. Slept in the cold. Alright, fine. I'll have to crank up the heat a little bit. 16. Hungry. Alright, well, we're working on it. Innocent prisoner died. Yeah, I know. I didn't do it on purpose. Unsightly. Hungry. Yeah, I know. I'm working on it. This place is a work in progress. I wish I could just get another free mood boost, though. I am struggling. We are getting along. Ooh, in 3 days we can do a drum party. That's pretty cool. I don't have a leader. I don't think anyone's qualified to be, so it's probably better than not. Add Bill, butcher creature. Do forever, as long as you can. Yeah, we'll allow some large corpses. Okay. Yeah, just butcher everything. Yeah, I should inter the. I should what is it? Disinter him. Sorry, bud. What are you doing? You're just hanging out? Okay. Alright, hopefully... Oh! Yeah, that's that. That's the drum party. I've been cutting back my coffee really a lot. I had way too much today. Ooh, a thrumbo. I can't do anything about them, but it's kind of nice to have. I've been cutting my coffee back a lot recently, especially this week. I was only having like 2 cups a day, and that's very normal for me. Today I really had way too much, but it'll be okay. This one I'm having right now, I'm having kind of a smallish cup, regular cup. Only because I needed something different than water to drink tonight while I was streaming. Coffee's not the best choice, obviously, but I didn't really have a lot of options besides water. So I'm just kind of going with it. No work tomorrow, though, which is the only reason I'm drinking coffee this late, which is what I was originally intending to say before I started kind of rambling about other aspects of my coffee drinking. Oh, this is also why I'm just like overstocked on wood and why no one had anything else, because they're all cutting the random stumps and garbage down that I keep earmarking. Alright, so we're gonna watch and see if they turn into any sort of resource. 2. 2. Okay. So this is a waste of time. I just gotta let these things kind of naturally deteriorate. Because this is a waste of time to just collect. We can do so many other things, like work on the workshop that I have to figure out where it's gonna be. I think I need a lot more space for that, and I should probably put it on its own grid. So I'm thinking over here, we can do like right here, and all the steel can kind of go to both locations. So I think in that case, we need to start clearing this part out. Okay, so we're working on this. Yeah, well trained. Here they come. Alright. And then kind of might be kind of a bigger spot. Yeah, kind of a big warehousey kind of thing. And got the door, probably a second door over here, because we're gonna put a generator like right here, a little out of sight, I guess. Run some conduit like that. Floor, wood. So this way, when we have a fire, everything can kind of get incinerated. Leave no trace after all. Electric tailor bench right there. Boom, right there. What else? And the research bench. Actually pretty important. Boom, right there. And art. Because we're cultured. Okay. So yeah, now it's kind of like almost a rec center. Except no fun, only contributions to our society. Yeah, and the place can be. Oh, where's the tool? Where's the tool bench? Got this. I'll have to wait for this to be, or one of these to be built, so I can build like kind of a tool bench. I think it's supposed to help production rate. I'm not sure though. I wish instead of hauling this just to the stockpile, they would just take it to the project. Alright. I think I gotta start, if I'm gonna kind of get out of this food crisis, I might have to start having someone hunt. You have the big gun. You're just chopping trees. Everyone else can do that as well, because apparently they just love to. So I'm just going to make you shoot some antelopes point blank. What is this? Oh, that's my monkey. Oh my god, I almost murdered him. I thought it was a squirrel. Alright. And steady. Gun him down. Excellent. Yeah, assigning someone to hunt is awful. Just draft them. Just draft them and make them start assaulting the animals like they're an enemy combatant. Because I don't really know what else to do. Oh, finally. Yes, we're finally butchering creatures. What will not fight back? I guess these. So we're gonna just kind of march you over here. I can't kill a Thrumbo. It's 80 years of bad luck. But also it will completely decimate me. Okay. Oh no. We're gonna bleed on the rice field? Oh well. Your blood will water my crops and ensure the survival of my people. If you can ever land a shot. Are you kidding? This is frankly embarrassing. Can you just stop? Just hunt the squirrel. Oh my goodness. Thank God. Alright, there we go. Alright. It's turkey season. Please don't run away. Oh my God. I hope you level up. Because you need the help. Ooh, please don't miss and hit the Thrumbo and end my game. Please just melee attack the turkey. This isn't working for me. Getting into hand-to-hand combat with the turkey I don't think is going to end well. Okay, so I'm going to undraft you. I'm going to allow this. I'm going to hope that you will also kind of handle that. Alright. So, this is also a good skew into finding our colony's uniform. So I want to find a bunch of the same animal so everyone's clothes can all be made of the same creature. So I need to find an animal on this map that there is a lot of. So this way I'll have enough material. And it looks like it's alpaca or horse. Which, I guess alpaca is a good one. I could also domesticate them and try and get more, but I don't really know if we have the resources to dedicate to that. I might just hunt them to extinction instead. Ooh, the buffalo. I don't know if I can take them down. These ones are the ones I'm more likely to tame, because their material is, I think, pretty good. Buffalo wool? I'm not sure. Maybe I can shear them. I don't even have to kill them. Pack animals, they're blue. Can I shear you? Can I shear you? Yes! Every 15 days you can shear them? I gotta get these guys. Yeah, those are gonna be perfect. Then we can have a buffalo uniform. So, do we have enough food to tame you yet? Nope, no food. Maybe I need a threshold. Maybe it's not about the particular type. Maybe it's just I can't tame him because I don't have a sufficient quantity. That might be why. I might just be unable to support a fourth person. Uh, okay. Really just hoping that this insane cannibal man doesn't leave. I need another person. Alright. Where's our alpaca? Plain leather, light leather. I think the squirrel made the light leather. Where's the turkey leather, though? Did we butcher it? Is this the first? Oh, thank goodness. The first rice. Oh, he didn't even butcher the turkey. He's making food, though, which is very good. You gotta... Who's in charge of butchering? Just making sure I enabled turkey. Okay. Do you wanna... Okay. I think I have to disable... anything that isn't, like, creature? Yeah, I think I just have to disable corpses. I have to disable animal corpses, enable insect. So this way they carry him over to the correct location. Yeah, there we go. They're correcting. Hopefully someone finds time to butcher that creature. I don't really like the monkeys hanging out with where the animals are kind of slaughtered. Not even slaughtered, where they're just kind of processed, dismembered. Mm. Oh, crap. This is like half done. I don't even know what they need to do. I think it's just like clear cutting and minor building. It looks like all the materials are there. It's just like sleeping on the job. Okay, so add bill. We're gonna make. Should we make everyone hats? I think we should make everyone hats first. Oh, they list the ingredients you need now? They didn't do that before. That's awesome. Oh man, the visual is so much better than what it was before. That's nuts. Love that. Okay. So, what are we gonna do? I don't really want to give them cowboy hats because everyone kind of does cowboy hats. I like the duster. The duster's a lot of material. Make a parka, make a cape. I don't really know what the cape is for. Make a robe, make some gimp suit. I guess. I don't know. Who's pinging me? Hold on. What's happening? Okay. What is a hood? What is this supposed to be? Does this protect me, or does this just look cool? Just covers their head. Not the best. Should give everyone shade cones. What is this? Entering summer. I think we might need some of these. Do I want leather shade cones, or do I want to try and figure out how to make cotton? Material. I don't even know what a leather one of these would be like. Leather. We got plain leather, plain leather. I think we just disable everything, make it only plain leather. Yeah. There we go. And we're gonna do, we need 3. So we're gonna have 3 right there. We're not paused. Thought we were paused for a second. My steel reserves are getting pretty low as well. So I'll mark some of these. Looks like I'm good on components, weirdly enough. Don't worry. We're gonna strip mine this whole thing soon. This is almost ready to be harvested. Mad Stallion. Perfect. That's what I wanted. A mad horse. Okay, so I gotta get everyone in position to try and gun this animal down. Everyone needs to be drafted. Oh, this is such a pain. What is the best way to attack this? I wonder if it'll attack the alpaca and kind of distract it. I guess they could all just hide inside, but then he's just kind of looming. Please don't get hurt. Melee attack it. Shoot it with your gun. Is it dead? Is it dead? Okay, thank God. Someone haul it so we can kind of butcher this thing. Ah, perfect. What time is it? What time is it? Where's the time? Where's the time? Yeah. Middle of the night. Perfect time to butcher all of the animals. And everyone's hurt. Like, why are you injured? You have a bruise from a horse head. And you have a bruise from a horse leg. Thank goodness it's nothing extremely serious. Can you haul this? Can you do this? No accessible spot. Okay, so that means that a horse counts as a large corpse. Okay. Noted. Noted. Can we do the drum circle soon? Still got 2 days. Alright, let's speed up. Take another water. Hunter lacks a ranged weapon. Alright, so whoever has the knife must be assigned hunting. And that's a whoopsies. Where is your bed? Okay. So I guess I can't make her tend to herself. I have her on self-tend, so she must be... Wait, what? What is this? What is happening? What does this mean? Does this mean you're not going to eat anything that's too simple? Are you going to starve to death? Because you're picky? Don't tell me that. Don't do that to me. We got so far. Can you tame him yet? Alright, Beryl needs to keep making food. Someone needs to keep harvesting the wheat fields or the rice fields. And Beryl needs to keep making food so this way we can hit a nice surplus. So this way we can accept Nelson into our wonderful home. Not there yet. Any day now. Harvest botched. Not what I want to see. Where are we at? Okay. Our, okay. Our cornerstone here is, getting along. Hopefully he just doesn't eat the raw horse. Like, no, just, we'll feed you. It's fine, it's coming. The workshop is, under construction. Looks like they forgot about it. Alright, everyone's healed from the horse attack, which is fantastic. Speeding through the night. What is this? Is it just concrete? Alright, so someone previously lived here. Nav beacon, nav beacon. Alright. I always think some of these, like, random generations are pretty cool. Where it's like there's an implied story in some of these random things. It's just fun. It's just fun in this kind of game where everything is kind of like free-form storytelling. Alright, there we go. Yeah. Quite comfortable, huh? There we go. Minor passion? What are you doing? Oh, you're building. You like building? Oh, that's great. Because I got a lot I want built. There you go, some friends. How much wool do I have? 30? That's like not enough for anything. Why is it deteriorating? Does this have to be refrigerated? Or is it just damaged? Yeah, it's not deteriorating. Huh. Weird. Alright, so we can start making art. Terror sculpture? What is a terror sculpture? What is that? Threatening form? It's good against slaves? What did they mean by this? I think that's kind of cool, though. I do want to make one sculpture. What do I want to make it out of? Stone, wood, or steel? That seems acceptable. Yeah, that's fine. Food binge? Oh my goodness. That's fine. Why are you the one who cooks, too? Can't do anything else but eat now. Oh, this is unreal. That's okay. Just go eat raw rice instead of whatever you're undoing, whatever food surplus we managed to scrape together. Teo, please just do something. Drum party opportunity, fantastic. That'll be a good mood boost. Once Barrel stops messing around. Please just refuel both. I don't know why this went unfueled for so long. Like, we really kind of need it. Alright, so Barrel eventually will chill out. I think they get the catharsis bonus once they come down from their mental break. Might not be catharsis because it's not like an actual break. Dude, a mad buffalo? No, come on. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we're gonna put it on normal speed. Barrel's literally going to get killed. You guys have to, like, murder this creature. This poor beast. I'm just gonna kite him around. Melee. This thing is so big. This is so bad. Shoot it with a gun. Shoot, 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 shoot. I don't think I can... I don't have the resources to kind of tame him. I feel bad. I think they're gonna be okay, though. Is it dead? Alright. Guys, undraft. So sad. That's a lot of creature. Horse meat, horse meat. Wow. Horses have a lot of meat. I usually don't make a habit of making horse meat. Alright, so only bruise, crack. That sucks. That, I'm gonna have to treat that. Bite? Oh man, you're bleeding? Can you like treat yourself instead of... Cannot pick up medicine? Why not? What are you doing? Are you not able to doctor? Where's your doctor? Yeah, why can't you doctor each other? Are you gonna bleed out? Um, alright. I just gotta, I guess, let them take care of themselves. That might be the next thing to build is a infirmary. Barrel has, I don't know, I guess recreation fully satisfied by eating everything in sight, except for the raw horse meat. Alright, we're gonna speed. I haven't had two mad animal attacks like that close together before. Let's just run out a little bit. Wow, it's 10:30? I've been going for a while. I don't think I've ever streamed this song before. That's kind of cool. Oh, we can tame him. We can tame him. We can finally do it. Is tonight going to culminate in the taming of the wild man? Watch. Some Jane Goodall kind of stuff. Sharing the rice. Progress is being made. "14% chance to succeed. Yet she refuses to give up. As she continues to bleed out. Please treat your wound. Please treat your bite. You're suffering from blood loss, please. Oh my goodness. How do I force you to sleep? This one's recovering? Why can't you? Can you haul this thing? I just don't want it to spoil. If it rots, it's just useless. And the wool and the skin is probably just too useful. Is she harvesting rice to go try and tame Nelson again? No, I think she's just doing it because it's there. It looks like the rice is re-propagating itself. Where is he? Nelson. We need this man. Oh, interacted too recently. Okay, that means we're still working on it. It's not over. Bird skin. Wet leather, plain leather. Yeah. I need this guy so bad. I finally figured it out. Hmm. Starvation again. Oh, they're so close to finishing this. Okay, we gotta pick a research project. What should we do? We start with passive cooler, complex clothing, stone cutting, complex furniture. Oh, we can get a piano. It's just like me. We have to get a harp and a harpsichord first. And we need smithing. I do need to figure out how to make weapons and that kind of thing early because I kind of fall behind there and I never really outfit my colonists with actual armaments. I kind of focus on just like, I guess, the cool stuff. So yeah, I don't really need this piece. I'm not really like cultured. Electricity, air conditioning, hydroponics, crops indoors. That might be useful for me. Batteries I like. That's also a reason that I run out of components, is I like to build batteries. You need to build like a battery building. Beer brewing, carpet making. Do carpet making. I think smithing is probably the best because then I can make some good melee weapons instead of like the garbage that we have right now. Especially the revolver's kind of stinky. The rifle's at least like kind of good, and this can lead to machining, which can help me make guns. So I think smithing might actually be the shot. I usually don't do that, and I think lacking defenses really kind of sabotages my games. What kind of weapons should we make? Ooh, cargo pods. What is this? Sheep wool? Excellent. We can haul this metal. We can just turn this into like usable metal at some point once we get a forge going. Oh, this rocks. I'm gonna have to make somewhere else for the forge, so this way, you know, one errant fire doesn't completely destroy all the research. Oh, finally, someone's treating her. You're hurt too. You're gonna treat yourself? Yes, treat yourself. There we go. Tending to herself. We are not super stocked on medicine. Glad the heal roots are kind of regenerating. I might play a little bit more of this file in the morning, so it's either going to be completely destroyed. Ugh, look at all this rice just hanging out, wasted. My refrigerator, we're outgrowing my refrigerator already, I think. I'm gonna have to expand. What am I gonna expand to? Just blow the wall out here? Blow out this way? Can't really go that far out this way. Can't really go that far out this way. I might have kind of boxed myself in. That's a shame. Ugh. Wonder what would happen if I kind of had to move the warehouse kind of out here, so this way it can be accessed by the research area a little better. Blow the fridge out this way, so this way maybe this door and this door can line up better. That might be something. Get another 2 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What the? Who is this? Can I like? All right, I will accept because I need a man. I need a person. Can I? Why is your body and your head combination so weird? There's an itchy gunshot. Brawler has ranged weapons. I hate shooting, but I have a gun. Whatever, just get rid of it then. I'm sorry. We're working on fixing that. That's what we're researching right now. Ooh, he's gonna be good at research. Okay, so you can research for yourself. So this way we can figure out this issue with lacking range weapons, and you can. Ooh, you're a good doctor. Cool. Are you set to medicate yourself? Are you good at crafting? That's fine. You'll get better. Tailoring. Here we go. Did you switch your pants? That's fine. Okay. I think I have to make an air conditioner over here. I'm gonna have to set you to stealth 10 as well. Okay. Temperature, cooler. There we go. And then full cabinet. What does this do? Okay. Put it here. I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, we'll put it here. And we can support everything. And we don't have to kind of crowd too much. Yeah, you still need to be powered. And people need to finish their instructions here. Okay. Who's our cleaner? Who's cleaning? Who's prioritized to clean? You're cooking and constructing. You're prioritized to do like nothing. You are growing and hauling. You can clean too. Yeah, that's good. And you're kind of our designated doctor. Two of you kind of on doctor duty. Yeah. Excellent. Alright, things are shaping up. Kind of got a good division of labor going on now. Alright. I don't think you're good with animals, are you? No, you are. Can you? Oh, you need 7, but you have 7? Yeah, you're 8. You're double passion. What are you doing? You're sleeping? Alright, when you wake up, you're going to tame Nelson. I think that is going to have to wait till tomorrow. I think I'm going to call it there. It's been probably one of my longest streams, and I'm kind of interested in continuing to do stuff like this. And I'm having a lot of fun. Thanks, everyone, for watching, stopping in, just, being here. Even if you're not chatting, thanks for chatting if you did, though. And until next time, I will catch you later. Thank you.